नमः सर्वेभ्यः कक्षायां स्वागतं। वयं द्वितीयपाठं पठन्तः स्मः। प्रार्थनया प्रारम्भं करोमि। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। हरिः ओं तत्सत्। अस्तु, अद्य अस्माभिः द्वितीयपाठे किञ्चित् प्रविष्टवन्तः वयं गतकक्षायां। पुनः एकवारं झटिति दृष्ट्वा यत् पठितम् अग्रे सरामः। अस्माभिः द्वितीयपाठस्य सूक्तिः पठितम् अस्ति। सूक्तिः पठिता। क्षणशः कणशश्चैव विद्यामर्थं च साधयेत्। क्षणशः विद्यां जनः साधयेत्, कणशः च अर्थं सः साधयेत् इति उक्तिः। पूर्ण सुभाषितम् अथवा श्लोकः एवमस्ति। क्षणशः कणशश्चैव विद्यामर्थं च साधयेत्, क्षणे नष्टे कुतो विद्या कणे नष्टे कुतो धनम्। एवम् अस्माभिः पठितमासीत्। अस्तु, तदनन्तरं भाषाभ्यासः इति भागे प्रवेशं कुर्मः। अद्य अस्माभिः किं पठ्यते? गतकक्ष्यासु अस्माभिः सरलवाक्यानां पठनं कृतं। ते तु प्रथमपुरुषे एव आसन्। यथा रामः पठति, रामः गच्छति, सीता आगच्छति, एतादृश सरलवाक्यानां पठनम्। अपि च तत्र बहुवचने अपि सः तौ ते इति, ते आगच्छन्ति, ओके, पाण्डवाः निर्गच्छन्ति, एतादृशप्रयोगानि अपि कृतं। तथैव स्त्रीलिङ्गे नपुंसके अपि नामपदानां प्रयोगः किञ्चित् कृतं। फलानि पतन्ति, एतादृशप्रयोगानि अपि कृतमस्ति। तत्र पठति, पठतः, पठन्ति, द्विवचने पठतः इति तु रामलक्ष्मणौ गच्छतः, रामलक्ष्मणौ गच्छतः, एतादृशप्रयोगानि अस्माभिः दृष्टानि सन्ति। अत्र अस्मिन् कक्षायां वर्तमानकाले एव, प्रेजेण्ट् टेन्स्, वर्तमानकाले एव यद् वयं लट् लकारः इति वदामः, तस्मिन्नेव काले मध्यमपुरुषस्य प्रयोगं, तदनन्तरम् उत्तमपुरुषस्यापि प्रयोगम् अथवा प्रयोगानां ज्ञानं प्राप्नुमः वयं। तु अद्य अहम् आह्वयामि यः कोऽपि छात्रं वा सः वा सा वा पठेत्। महेश माथे वर्य श्रूयते वा? अन्म्यूट् कर्तुं शक्यते वा? महेश माथे वर्य न प्रायः। अस्तु, किञ्चित् सावधानतया पठतु। वर्तमानकालः इति आरभ्य।
ओके, वर्तमानकालः प्रेजेंट टेंस, मध्यम पुरुषः एकवचनम्।
मध्यमपुरुषः, मध्यमपुरुषः, पुनः वदतु।
मध्यमपुरुषः एकवचनम्।
सम्यक्।
त्वं पठसि, you read. त्वं नमसि, you salute. त्वं वदसि, you speak. त्वं पश्यसि, you see. त्वं पृच्छसि, you ask. त्वं गच्छसि, you go.
धन्यवादः वर्य। तु महोदयेन यथा पठितम् अस्माभिः एतद् दृश्यते, सः अथवा रामः अथवा सीता इति प्रथमपुरुषे यदासीत् तस्य स्थले अस्माभिः त्वं शब्दस्य प्रयोगः क्रियते। तु मध्यमपुरुषे यु अथवा त्वम् इति यदस्ति तस्य एव प्रसक्तिः। तत्र भिन्नं नामपदं न, कर्ता इति स्थाने नामपद एकमेव, त्वं युवां यूयम्, एकवचने द्विवचने बहुवचने च त्वं युवां यूयम् इति भवति शब्दत्रयं। तु अत्र त्वम् इति एकवचनप्रयोगः। तथैव धातुः अपि, क्रियापदमपि मध्यमपुरुषे एव भवति। तत्र तु रामः पठति इति दृष्टम् अस्माभिः। अति इति अन्तक्रिया आसीत् तत्र, अत्र असि इति मध्यमपुरुषे, पठसि इति। यत् पठति इति आसीत् तस्य पठसि इति परिवर्तनम् अभवत्। क्षम्यताम्, म्यूट एवरीवन। हाँ, तो त्वं पठसि, so what was Ramah pathati has become tvam pathasi. Okay, same way it flows for many other dhatus in the sentences that as demonstrated. Tvam namasi, tvam vadasi, tvam pashyasi, tvam pruchasi, tvam gachasi. So they are just using few different dhatus so that we get a feel of how it runs. They are actually choosing the less complicated dhatus where the declension ends in a similar way. There are few variations. For example, in some places shakara will come, shri, karoshi, like that will come due to some rules. Some modification of the sakara to shakara will happen. But they are starting with the simple ones for us, tvam patasi, etc. So these are all singular. So a few more sentences are there. Let me invite another person to read them for us. हाँ, तृप्ति वर्ये, तृप्ति वर्ये अस्ति वा भवती? हाँ हाँ, अष्टमतः पञ्चदशमतं पर्यन्तं पठतु सावधानतया। यथा महोदयेन पठितं संस्कृतवाक्यं पठतु, तदनन्तरम् आङ्ग्लमपि एकवारं वदतु।
त्वं पृच्छसि?
न, eighth one. Tvam.
Eighth one, okay. Tvam tishtati. Tishtasi.
Tishtasi. And thakara has to come in maha. Tvam tishtasi. Punah vadatu.
Tvam tishtasi. You stand. Tvam atasi. You wander. Tvam kridasi. You play. Tvam khadasi. You eat. Tvam gayasi. You sing. Tvam likhasi. You write. Tvam nayasi. You lead or take along. Tvam patasi. You fall.
Excellent, Bhagini. See, so now what is important to remember in these forms is these are not directives. So the English sentence, unfortunately, due to limitations of English, it looks like as if it is a directive, no? You can almost read it with an apostrophe, hey, you stand, like that. No, this one is not in the sense of a direction or a command. Okay, this is just a statement. Vartamana kala, when we say latlakara, it is just a statement of what is happening. Tvam tishtasi means you are standing. There is an implicit sense of are standing in the you stand, because they don't want to give that present continuous tone to the sentence. They just stay with a simpler translation like you stand. So this is more like a sedate statement, you stand. It is not like, hey, you stand. Okay, don't read it like that. Okay, these are all lat, they are not lot. When you come to lot, you get different forms where there is more order or request type of way. So there it will be tvam tishtha, like that. Tvam tishtha. It will stop with the tishtha only. See, you see how clearly it is like a command. Even Sanskrit language is beautifully designed the lakara. Tvam tishtha, tvam ata, tvam krida, like that it stops. Okay, without going into much more worldliness. Whereas here tvam tishtasi. Tvam atasi. So the tone how you read also should be statement like. Okay, not in a commanding apostrophic way, like as if you lived, or in a questioning way. Okay, so very I think Bhagini read it well, so you guys got it. So pretty much again asi. So we saw different dhatus basically. Now one thing we notice in the previous sheet, everything was tvam with bindu, right? Dot tvam. Okay, that is because every single first letter of the next word was a vyanjana. Pakara, nakara, vakara, pakara, gakara. So because they were all vyanjanas, the bindu is all anuswara bindu. Okay, whereas you come to the next sheet, first two you see tvam tishtasi, takara is the attack letter of the first letter of the next word. So because it's a vyanjana, the tvam is again with the bindu. Whereas atasi, the dhatu atasi starts with an akara. It is a swara beginning with a swara. So wherever we begin with a swara, the halanta makara takes the place of anuswara bindu. Okay, it's more like the other way. The default is the halanta makara, and the anuswara sandhi rule tells us to switch it to a anuswara bindu in the presence of a vyanjana. So this is the default. The ninth one is the default form. The transformed form is 8. That's how Vyakaranakaras look at it. But for us, tvam in with bindu and tvam with halantamakara are equivalent and to be used carefully based on what is next. Now, if you want to default to one common form, then it is the halanta makara. You can write tvam with tishtasi also, not a problem. You can write the halanta makara with tishtasi. What you have done when you write in that way is you have chosen not to do the anuswara sandhi. The sandhi, we call it vaktuhu vivaksha. The sandhi, doing or not, is the desire of the guy who is doing a sentence, telling the sentence or writing the sentence, to perform or not perform. So he can go tvam tishtasi with the halant makara or tvam tishtasi, like that, more or less a sandhi form. Okay, so subtle difference in pronunciation, that's okay. All right, it's here, this tvam is more nasal, this tvam is more lips based, oshta. That is the difference. Okay, so that was the learning from this sheet. I will move forward. Let us get a third volunteer in. Nitul Varya. Nitul Varya, are you available?
Yes, I am.
Please kindly read these sentences. And this is Madhyama Purusha Bahuvachana. So we have shifted from Ekavachana to Bahuvachana. Start off, Mahodaya.
Yeah. Yuyam khadata.
A little bit Mahaprana pronunciation in the end. Try again.
Yuyam khadata.
Very good.
You eat. Yuyam hasatha. You laugh. Yuyam gayatha. You sing. Yuyam likhatha. You write. Yuyam vahatha. You carry. Yuyam pibatha. You drink. I can't see the last.
Oh, Yuyam Patatha, you fall.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
You fall. Yuyam patatha. You fall.
Thank you. So, as Mahodaya. As Mahodaya read, the variation, what is happening earlier, we saw tvam khadasi. Okay, tvam khadasi was the form earlier. Tvam yuyam is plural. Okay, Samskrita Bharati again doesn't try to throw too much dvivachana at you, because it's all too much to start off with. They said, okay, let's consider the importance of bahuvachana, teach that first, and then dvivachana, let this be a consequential learning. It is not as a replacement for dvivachana. Remember, bahuvachana is not a replacement for dvivachana. Bahuvachana is only for 3 and above. It is not for 2 people. Okay. So when we say UM here, UM has to be 3 persons or more. Okay. UM kadata. You all eat. Okay, that means you are all eating. It is again not a command. You are all eating. That sense is there. But to not give the... Okay, I will just apply the mute. Some echo is coming. Yeah. So you are all eating is the sense, but they don't want to give the current continuous tone too much, because there is another technique to force the current continuous tense, present continuous tense. We will see that later as we learn the different levels. You will learn everything. So khadatha. So mahaprana, like Mahodaya carefully pronounced, khadatha. Khadatha. I am overemphasizing the hakara pronunciation as part of the mahaprana, but it should not be too soft. It should be a little mahaprana there. Okay, khadatha. Khadatha. Over time, it will become a good abhyasa. So what is actually happening? Actually, let us do this one thing in all 3 vachanas. Tvam khadasi. Okay. Yuvam khadatha. Khadatha is dvivachana. Yuyam kadatha is the bahuvachana. So the difference between dvivachana bahuvachana in the Madhyama Purusha is, in the dvivachana there is a visarjaniya visarga added to the tha. Kadatha, like that, with the mahaprana thakara. Okay, and in the Bahuvachana it is without the visarga. So khadatha stops short of that. So yum khadatha. So tvam khadasi, yuvam khadatah, yum khadatha. Same way we can repeat all the others in all three vachanas. Actually later you will see the Samskrita Bharati also tells you please keep switching the vachanas and purushas and practice. Then it will become very nicely registered in your head. Okay, so that is the Madhyama Purusha Bahuvachana. So a few more will be there. Let me call some more volunteers. Rupa Jhadav Variye. Rupa Jhadav Variye.
Yes, sir.
Swagatam. If you can lead us through number 8 through number 15, Bagini.
Yuyam yachatha. Yuyam nindatha.
Bagini, you just have to give us the meaning also in English. Yeah.
Yuyam yachatha, you give.
Hmm.
Yuyam nindatha, you rebuke. Yuyam nayatha, you lead. Yuyam patatha, you read. Yuyam namatha, you salute. Yuyam vadatha, you say. Yuyam pashyatha, you see. Yuyam puchatha.
Pruchatha.
Pruchatha, you ask.
Well done, Bagini. Very well read. I think you quickly realize that you are not pronouncing the Mahaprana early and you repeated in the correct way afterwards. Okay, very well done. So all again Bahuvachana forms. Again, like I told, later on we will practice them in Ekavachana, Dvivachana. As part of the exercise we will do that. Okay, so Bagini read very well. So with that now we have seen some sample sentences for Madhyama Purusha. So next they take us to Uttama Purusha readings. Okay, now as far as what yes, Mahoday.
Mahoday, over here in the previous list, it's Yuyam, but the English translation was you give. So you all will not be mentioned.
Madam, English there is you give doesn't really tell us in English whether it is meant for a singular or a plural.
Singular
it is a
or
silly language. It doesn't have that that
I
variation
agree.
of you for plural. So what Samskrita Bharati is trying to do is not to teach you English. So they just focus on Sanskritam and they didn't stress. Maybe in bracket for one of them they could have put you all. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
so we understand it as you all, I mean, more than three, you all lead, you all read that way.
Correct. It is for 3
Okay.
plus people. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, for example, yum yachata. Let me do it in all the vachanas of Madhyama Purusha. Tvam yachasi is singular. You give. That means you are giving. Then yuvam yachatha. That is the dvivachana. And then yum yachatha, as is on the screen, is the bahuvachana. Okay. All right. So then Uttama Purusha Ekavachana read. Next is the Uttama Purusha Ekavachana readings. Okay, and again we start off with some singular. So now what is happening? Tvam got replaced with aham. So aham is something we're all familiar with. The may of Hindi. Okay, may. Tu is tvam. Tu of Hindi is tvam. Tu, of course, unfortunately in Hindi some stupid understanding is there. Tu is disrespectful. Nothing like that. In Sanskritam, tvam is not disrespectful at all. To the most senior person, we can address with a tvam without any particular concern. Okay, there is no enforcement in Sanskritam to unnecessarily elevate and then use bahuvachana unnecessarily for singular cases. Unfortunately, due to our mother tongue habits, we carry it over to Sanskritam. So we say, oh, yuyam agacha, something like that. I mean, agachatha, something like that. I mean, these are not required. You can just say tvam and you can just aham. There is no
Bhavan,
problem.
a replacement for tvam could be bhavan.
Bhavan and Bhavati are available, but they are Prathama Purusha options. Okay, they are not Madhyama Purusha options. You cannot do Bhavan Gachasi. Bhavan Gachasi is a illegal combination. Okay, so Bhavan is to be used in Prathama Purusha. So Bhavan Gachati, like that it has to go. You cannot even do bhavan gacha in lot also. You have to go gacha tu, which is prathama purusha lot. Okay, so it's an impersonal directive. Anyway, so what Bhagini jumped in was there is an option of in Sanskritam world to switch from tvam to bhavan and bhavati for purushas and stris respectively. Yes, but then it is prathama purusha. It is not madhyama purusha, because madhyama purusha there is only one noun tvam, and Uttama Purusha there is only one noun aham, and the pratipadika for these two are called Yushmad and Asmad. Okay, so aham is a form of Asmad Shabda, Tvam is a form of Yushmad Shabda. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So let me invite Umavarye. Umavarye. Ha. Bhagini, can you read right from Uttama Purushaha Ekavachanam onwards? Yeah.
Uttama Purushaha Ekavachanam. Aham Ichhami, I wish. Aham Nrityami, I dance. Aham Smarami, I remember. Aham Jighrami, I smell. Aham Vasami, I reside. Aham Vadami, I speak. And the last one is Aham Pruchhami, I ask.
Very good. Okay, aham prichami. I don't know why some of your screens are not showing the last portion, but I think that may be an option on if you're attending on a mobile, the space is limited, so mobile does weird things to what actually should be shown. But I'm sure you can press your finger and scroll and see the remaining part and all that. But anyway, don't worry. I have kept sufficient khali sthan between the last line and the bottom of the slide so that it shouldn't normally disappear, but it's okay. We will not worry about it. So Bhagini read very well. So what is happening? So first it was Ramaha Ichhati, then it was Tvam Ichhasi, and now it is Aham Ichhami. So Ichhati, Ichhasi, Ichhami. So Ati, Asi, Ami. Ati, Asi, Ami. So for Uttama Purusha, that is when I am talking about something that I myself am doing, then you have to go Ami. So Aham Ichhami, Aham Nrityami, Aham Smarami, Aham Gachami, etc. etc. Okay, that is the Ekavachana form. Again, you notice the halanta makara is used whenever there is a swarakshara. E is there, so halanta makara. All others are vyanjanas. So nakara, sakara, jakara, vakara, vakara, pakara. So all are bindus, anuswara bindus. Okay, well done. So next invite someone else to continue the study for us. Naresh Kumar Varya. Naresh Kumar Varya. Can you unmute? Naresh Kumar Sharma. Okay, I think he's not able to unmute for some reason. That's okay. Huh. I think Vasuki Varya we haven't called on. Vasuki Varya?
Namaskar.
Oh, Vasuki Varya. Kamyatam, you had explained to me. I default to Varya. I apologize. Varya. Yeah, please read the number 8 through 15, Bhagini.
Aham gachami, I go. Aham davami, I run. Aham pashyami, I see. Aham pibami, I drink. Aham kadami, I eat. Aham tishtami, I stand. Aham gayami, I sing. Aham likhami, I write.
I think Bhagini is very fast. She is trained by Thiruvalluvar himself, so very nice. So, few more examples. They continued in the
Should
same.
I go slow?
No, Varya. It's okay. It's okay. All speeds are okay. Whatever your normal speed, that works fine. Okay. So don't worry. Here and there, I will explain. The idea of making you guys read than me belting it out is I don't need to practice here myself so much as you guys need to orally practice. So I am picking different people here to participate so that if there is one or two places I notice some diction issues, I can point them out. And that way also you will be little more awake anytime I may call you. So you won't give yourself up to Thiruvalluvar and sleep. So
no way.
okay. So So ami, few more options continued here. So what they are doing is playing with different dhatus for us. Gam dhatu, dha dhatu, dhav dhatu, I think, and then drish dhatu, and then pa dhatu, like this. Okay, each of these has a dhatu rupa which is slightly shorter and sometimes sounds different than what you see there, but over time you will gather that. Okay, for example, tishtami comes from stha dhatu. Okay, this gayami comes from gi dhatu. This kind of, even for me, only recently I am starting to pick up how the actual dhatu is. As you let it fall into your ear many times, slowly you will start getting it. Not that I will be perfect, but over time you will learn this thing. Okay. Huh. Actually, this dhavami may not be dhav. I have to check it. So because dha means to dharana, that is a different dhatu. Dhav, something different is there. Okay. So few more practice we did. And now we switch to bahuvachana. Okay. So from aham we go to vayam. So how does it go? Aham, avam, vayam. Aham, avam, vayam. So aham kridami, avam kridavah. Vakara will come. Instead of makara, vakara will come with visarga. So kridavah, vayam kridamah. So aham kridami, avam kridavah, vayam kridamah. So we are studying with kridama, but every time it is good to remember what was the eka and dvi. Dvi they are not teaching and stretching a lot for us, but we will do the practice. Okay. So let me invite another student to help us out with this. Sandhya Varye. I hope I have not called you already. Sandhya Varye.
Yes, sir.
Please kindly lead us through. Start reading from Uttama Purushaha like that.
Uttama Purushaha Bahuvachanam. First person plural. Vayam Kridamaha. We play. Vayam Likhamaha. We write. Vayam Pibamaha. We drink. Vayam Yachamaha. We give. Vayam Tishtamaha. We stand. Vayam Namamaha. We salute. Vayam Vahamaha. We carry.
Super. Well read. Pronunciation is very good, Bhagini. Obviously, you have a good trained mouth for Samskritam. That's very apparent to us. Thank you. So, she read through several one of them. So, we saw standard amaha, amaha, amaha as the ending. Where it was ami, 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 nekavachana, it was amaha, amaha, amaha. Very straightforward. So, aham kridami, vayam kridamaha. Aham likhami, vayam likhamaha. Madhyama Purusha would be avam, avam likhavah. Avam pibavah, like that it would go. Okay. So thanks, Bhagini. Well done. So we need one more volunteer to close out for us. Pavan Kumar Varya. Pavan Kumar Varya, can you participate? You have to hit the unmute button. Let me unmute him to see. No, I can't unmute him. He has to unmute himself. See, Microsoft Teams is very careful. It does. He unmuted. Pavan Kumar Varya, can you read them for us slowly?
Yes, sir. Vayam nayamaha, we lead. Vayam dhavamaha, we run. Vayam smaramaha, we remember. Vayam nrutyamaha, we dance. Vayam hasamaha, we laugh. Vayam gayamaha, we sing. Vayam atamaha, we wander. Vayam ichhamaha, we wish.
Very good. Well read, Varya. So again, we notice the halanta makara appearing for the last two because atamaha, ichamaha, akara, ikara. So halanta makara. Okay. So aham nayami, vayam nayamaha. Aham dhavami, vayam dhavamaha. So on and so forth. Aham atami, atami, no mahaprana. Aham atami, vayam atamaha. Okay, we should not pronounce the mahak prana where it is not there. Aham ichhami, kshamyatam, vayam ichhamaha. Like that's how it goes. Okay. All right. So with that, I will just mute Mahodaya. See, whereas I cannot unmute, I am allowed to mute. just for privacy, for the ability of rest of us to block any noise. It allows me to mute people but not unmute them, because then I'll be impinging on their privacy. Okay, so the exercise section they have come to after having taught so many oral practices. Now they tell us something very specific, which we will carefully read to see what they are trying to tell us. By uttering the sentences again and again, sentence construction stays in your memory. Okay, this they are telling us because we have forgotten the simple childish way of learning. Actually, as adults, we think everything has to be some mental thought process, mental churning to record in the mind. Some things have to be oral. Okay, it's very important. Language is extremely oral. Okay, so oral exercises, you see the stress on oral. Okay, that means please mouth it out. Don't just silently read it. Okay, that is the imploring from Samskrita Bharati. Given below are some oral exercises. Read the sentences orally. Again, they have stressed. Okay, as directed. Restate the sentences below by changing the numbers. Numbers means the singularity, plurality in the respective person from singular to plural and vice versa. So they have asked us to twist our head like this. Tvam pathasi, yum pathata, tvam pathasi. Reverse again and come back like that. So then yum pibatha, tvam pibasi, yum pibatha. So you have to go up and back. So from Bahuvachana to Ekavachana to Bahuvachana, from Eka to Bahu to Eka. If you go up and down, it is very good. Okay, this is very. If you go to the Sanskrit oral Paddhati, if you see how they used to memorize the Vedic verses, okay, very tough verses. They were memorized perfectly and without any corruption because of this up-down technique. Okay, there are some. I don't even actually, I'm not knowledgeable enough. There are eight ways of doing the Veda verse recital, 8 or 10 ways of doing Veda verse recital. One of them Ghana Pata, then there is other Patas like that. Ghana Pata's name has stuck in my head a little bit. So in some of these, what they do, they take a word, they take the next word, and the third word, they go 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1. Okay, and then 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 3. So this technique is going to make it's like, a slight crawling motion through the verses, and then there is of course a very nice oral technique of doing that, and then there is a method where they actually literally give sometimes the artha. Yachati iti yachati. Okay, gachati so iti gachati. Then they continue. Okay, in between, they try to train the brain into what is the meaning also, not just focus on the words as if it is just record player. Okay, so it's a brilliant technique. So the same thing we have to do. So we should not read blindly. Tvam patasi, in the head we should know what we are saying. You read. Yum patata, you all read. So this should also play out. Of course, I am saying it in English. It should play out in whatever is your native tongue in the head, native bhasha with which you take meanings. Finally, they say Bhasha doesn't really have any particular association with a spoken Bhasha. There is a head as a knowledge Bhasha also. So you should come there into that knowledge Bhasha, Artha Bhasha. Okay. So that's what. Aham ichhami, vayam ichhamaha, aham ichhami. Vayam kridamaha, aham kridami, vayam kridamaha. So if you practice like this, you will never end up saying vayam kridami because it never pairs like that. Okay, so the habit comes to us. And restate the below sentences by, okay, what we will do here, the next one, they are giving tvam patasi and asking you to say it in prathama purusha. See, saha patati and balaha patati. Yum pibata, bahuvachana, right? Madhyama purusha. You have to go prathama purusha. Te pibanti, balaha pibanti. Something, saha, anujaha, sa, sita, anything you can use. Okay, but the abhyasa is to switch the purusha also. So here they have given all Madhyama Purusha Eka Bahuvachana and they have switched to Prathama Purusha Eka Bahuvachana. Okay, with appropriate switch of the subject and the form of the Dhatu. Okay, or the Kriyapada. Okay, this exercise we can do with some of this. So let me go to the first sheet. Okay, I'm going to invite one of you as an example. Tripti, Variye? Tripti?
Yes, sir.
Ha. So what I want you to do is, see, Tvam Pathasi is there. I want you to switch to Prathama Purusha Ekavachana and say something with the same dhatu. Can you try this exercise for the first 6?
Tvam pathasi.
Mm.
Aham pathami.
No, Madhyama, Prathama Purusha. Prathama Purusha. Okay, very simple. Okay, let's do one thing. Something stumps you Uttama Purusha because it's not immediately there. You do what you are doing. You do Uttama Purusha. Tvam Patasi, Aham, you go. Like that you go. Yeah. Bhagini, just the way you did right now. You can try that. Yeah.
Tvam pathasi.
Aham.
Aham pathami.
Very good. Same thing you repeat for the others 5. Yeah.
Tvam namasi. Aham namami. Tvam vadasi. Aham vadami. Tvam pashyasi. Aham pashyami. Tvam pruchasi. Aham pruchami. Tvam gachasi. Aham gachami.
Well done, Bhagini. Thank you very much. I think for Prathama Purusha, little bit confusion. It's okay. You're still learning, so these things happen. Let me invite Paivarya. Shri Paivarya.
Yes, I'm here.
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
So can you do this exercise for these sentences? And you can, if you can, I want you to say the same thing in Ekavachana in Prathama Purusha and again in Uttama Purusha Ekavachana. Bhagini just showed Uttama Purusha examples. You do Prathama and Uttama for this Madhyamas transfer.
Okay, I can try. Tvam patasi. Balakaha patati.
No, sir. Start with the number 8. Tvam tishtasi.
Okay. Tvam tishtasi. Balakaha tishtati. Balakau tishtataha. Balakaha tishtanti. Is it okay?
Perfect. You are doing it in all vachanas. More the merrier. You are doing more the merrier. You do also in Uttama Purusha.
I will do that. Aham tishtami. Avam tishtavaha. Vayam tishtamaha.
Excellent. Can you do all 3 in Madhyama Purusha?
Okay, I will try. Tvam tishtasi. Yuvam tishtataha. Yuyam tishtatha.
Well done. Okay. See now Mahodaya, what he did, he picked up one pair, Tvam and Tishtasi. Tvam is one simple subject for Madhyama Purusha. He can switch it to Saha, Ramaha, like he used something for Uttama Purusha. But for Madhyama and for Prathama Purusha, for Madhyama and Uttama, we have Tvam and Aham, no problem. And he used the same Dhatu Tisht, but switched it to all its forms. Basically, he ran through the 3x3 table. Okay. But with the subject also included. So, saha tishtati, tau tishtataha, te tishtanti, or he can use sa te taha also. So, this way he did the exercise. Excellent, Mahodaya. Okay. So, I'll call someone else to participate. Anita Rangaraj Varye. Anita Rangaraj Varye.
Hello.
Namaste Bhagini. So Bhagini, Tvam atasi is there is the example. Next example, 9th one. Can you switch it through all the 9 forms starting from Saha onwards?
Saha Saha or sa, sir? Saha
Saha, saha.
atataha.
Saha is ekavachana. Saha
Saha
atati.
Saha atati. Then tau. Tau. Next.
Correct. Correct. Tau.
Tau. Atataha.
Atataha. Well done.
Te. Atante.
Atanti.
Oh, it is, sir, Saha is masculine, no? No?
Saha taute, all are masculine. Saha taute, all three are masculine. You can choose Saha taute or you can use Sate taha. Both are okay. Okay?
Sate taha. So I chose Saha. So Saha atataha. Because
no,
it
Saha
is
doesn't
Saha,
go
I
with.
said.
Saha is ekavachana, Bhagini. Saha is ekavachana. Atati is ekavachana. Atataha is dvivachana. Okay, you cannot.
Okay. Saha atati. Tau atati.
Atataha.
Tau atataha. Tau te atante.
Atanti.
No?
Not te.
Atanti.
Atanti.
Okay.
Atanti. Okay. Now, Tvam atasi. Continue the Tvam atasi in Madhyama Purusha.
Tvam atasi. Yuvam. Tvam yuvam atataha.
Correct. Mahapranatha. Atataha.
Yeah. Atataha. Tvam atataha tha. Then yuyam atata.
Well done. Then Uttama Purusha.
Tvam yuvam. The Uttama Purusha is Tvam yuyam.
Aham.
Aham atati.
No.
Aham atami.
Well done. Aham atami. Well done.
Atami. Aham avam mivaha. Atavaha.
Very good.
Aham avam vayam. Aham avam vayam mi atavaha.
We all wander. Well done. Okay. Tvam atasi. And then that became aham atami. So aham avam vayam. So aham atami avam atavaha vayam atamaha. Ami avaha amaha. Endings. Okay. Well done. Thanks, Bhagini.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Welcome. So, Vishnupriya Varye.
Ji, Mahoday.
Mahoday, now you are seeing Uyam Khadata. I want you to say all the three vachanas in Madhyama Purusha for this and continue like that for a few more. Can you try?
I will try. Yuyam Khadat. This is Madhyam Purush. Yuyam Tvam is ek vachan. Tvam itasanti si thastha.
Correct.
Khadasi.
Correct.
Khadasi.
Tvam khadasi. Well done. Then dvivachana.
Khadasi. जी बता रहे त्वम युयाम
vakara
युवाम अच्छा त्वम युवाम खाद थह.
Well done. Khadatah with the visarga. Okay. Yuvam khadatah. Yuyam khadatha. Now what you have to do, you have to repeat this. You don't have to start with the bahuvachana itself. Start with the ekavachana. For number 2, you do it in all three vachanas quickly now.
Okay. Saha.
No. Madhyama Purusha only.
अच्छा मध्यम पुरुष. त्वम क्या होता है? सी.
हाँ
हससी।
भगिनी क्या होना है ना, अभी अभी क्या हो रहा है, आपने टेबल को मन में ला रहे हो, उसमें सी है ऐसा करके, वो अभ्यगत होना चाहिए आपको, अभ्यास से ये अंतर्गत
जी
होना चाहिए, ऐसा बताना है, त्वम बताया तो हससी आना चाहिए, टक टक लाइक दैट, ओके। तो
जी
उसमें
जी
सोचताछ नहीं होना चाहिए, तब जब तक सोचताछ नहीं हो के मुंह से निकलता है तब तक आप मौखिक अभ्यास
हाँ।
करिए, हाँ घर में, ठीक है।
अच्छा जी
हाँ,
जी
अभी
ये
करिए, एक दो ट्राई करिए, बाद में दे घर में अपने आप कर
जी।
सकते
त्वम हससि
हैं।
यूयाम हसथः
युवाम युवाम
यूयम
युवाम।
युवाम युवाम हसथः
हम्म,
यूयम हसथ
हाँ नेक्स्ट वन।
यूयम त्वम गायसि
हम्म
युवाम गायथः
हम्म।
यूयम गायथ।
See how quickly it was easier this time. Next one.
यस यस। त्वम लिखसि
हम्म
युवाम लिखतः
हम्म।
यूयम लिखथ।
See guys, right in front of
त्वम
your eyes, right in front of your eyes, how Bhagini was able to migrate from very much artificial way of accessing her brain to naturally flow the thing. Of course, as long as she is practicing only Madhyama Purusha, this is good. But slowly, next what we have to do, we have to make a triplet combination. प्रथमा मध्यमा उत्तमा, प्रथमा मध्यमा उत्तमा, एका द्वि बहु, एका द्वि बहु, and by going 9 table, and you should be able to go the 9 table in any order over time, not necessarily in the start with saha gacchati and go on like that. You should be able to start from anywhere, go reverse. When you do this, slowly verb forms and noun forms become karagata to you, okay. Thanks, Bhagini. That was a good exercise. My idea is not to make everybody exercise everything. Pick up a few of you so that the rest get an idea. Okay. All right. So with this oral exercise, let us go back to our exercise section. I will mute you. Muted yourself. Okay. So what I have here in the slide here is this picture. Okay. Later on, I can share this portion as a picture in the group if it is helpful. We will do that for sure. So this is the different forms of what we have learned so far in a summary sense. Okay. So we have seen saha eshaha forms. We have seen ayam, and then we have seen sa esha. Then we have seen iyam variant of that. Then we have seen tat etat. Then we have seen idam variant of that. Okay, remember ayam idam ayam iyam idam, these are only for eshaha esha etat. Saha sa tat doesn't have a parallel ayam idam form. Okay, this only for near subject, for nearby subject. So I should put he here in bracket, and over there we should put he here, he there for saha, he here for eshaha. Technically I have not gone so far. So this, and then I have gone on and put in Madhyama Purusha and Uttama Purusha also, Tvam and Aham. So just what is important to know is we have so many variants available for Prathama Purusha and infinite number of nouns. Ramaha, Sita, infinite number of nouns and all these pronouns. But for Uttama Purusha and Madhyama Purusha, there is only Tvam and Aham. That's it. There is no further examples available. Tvam, Yuvam, Yuyam, only one word to learn, and Aham, Avam, Vayam, only one word to learn. Of course, right now we are learning that noun only in Prathama Vibhakti. So far, we are playing with the nouns only in the so-called Prathama Vibhakti, which simply we call it as subject case in English. Okay, the subject case. Who is the guy who is doing the action? He is the subject. So Tvam Patasi, the guy who is doing the action is you or Tvam. Okay, and Patas action is Pat, and because you are doing, it takes the form Patasi. Asi immediately tells us this is a Vartamana Kala form of the verb. It is Ekavachana, it is Madhyama Purusha. So Tvam is redundant. When I say Pathasi, Tvam is implicit because it's only available for Tvam. Similarly, Pathami is only available for Aham. So if I just say Pathami, it is a full sentence. I am reading. Simple. Okay. All right. Now some exercises.
Excuse me, can I just seek clarification, please?
Please, of course, sir. Please ask.
In this slide, wherever this I am is there, no? The last Bahuvachana form, I think, is incorrectly printed there.
Oh, I think I am
imo,
ime. You are right.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for the correction. I will correct it right away. If I can. If it is an image I can't, then I'll remember to correct it after I go. Oh, okay. This can be corrected. Thanks for pointing out.
Because it is always confusing.
Imaha is strilinga actually. I am imo ime, iam ime imaha, idam ime imani. Now it is correct. And here also it is actually these. Okay, I'll correct this later, but you guys get the sense because there te, yete both are given, so I cannot always say those. So these. English is a strange language. Very difficult to find the correct equivalent there because it's kind of all over. There is no consistency. Some places you have variation, some places you don't. So it's very limited. Here it's all okay.
Mahoday, is this table given in the book?
No, Bhagini, these are all something we are constructing to help us.
So, will you kindly share this on the group?
Yeah. I will clean it up and share it. Don't worry. Huh?
Okay,
I don't have it all perfect.
Thank you.
Most welcome. This they is unclear whether it is near or far, but these is available as a form for near. But then some English experts will tell you these should be only used for objects, not for people. But I've heard these people also. So I never figured out English. I gave up. It's your language, your grammar, leave it. Okay, all right. So especially the Britishers act too smart about it because they don't want to think that others can know their language better than themselves. Okay, so now there is a very interesting exercise. Answer the following questions in 10 sentences. Okay, so aham kim karomi. So one question they have asked, what I do. Okay, what do I do? Okay, so you have to say 10 things about what you're doing. So because the questioner is saying aham, as the answerer we have to say tvam. Okay, you. So when he asks what am I doing, you have to say you are doing this, you are doing that, you are doing this, you are doing that. So this you are doing this, you are doing that, we have to put it in different dhatus so that some color comes into the 10 answers. After all, we cannot repeat the same 10 sentences. So they have shown how to go about it. Tvam pathasi, tvam khadasi, tvam namasi, tvam dhavasi. So now why they are making you do this exercise? We learned as we practiced orally the earlier one, we learned some 20-30 dhatus already. So it should be easy to remember 10 of those and tell. Okay. So pat, lik, khad, pib, so many are there. Gam, gachati, for when we do gachasi, we can do agachasi. So you can do nirgachasi. Like this, you can extend also. So it's a good exercise. So they are asking you to do. They're saying not everything. They start that with the 10th tvam ichasi. So now they have asked again aham kim karomi and ask you to say 10 different things. Okay. So I will now invite one of you, Mrinalini Sharma Varye. Mrinalini Sharma Varye. Mrinalini Sharma.
Yes.
Bhagini.
Yes,
So aham kim karomi. I am asking you, Bhagini, Mrinalini Bhagini, aham kim karomi. You say 10 things about what I am doing. Anything that comes to your mind. Simple sentences.
Tvam gayasi.
Very good.
Tvam likasi.
Mm.
Tvam patasi.
Mm.
Tvam namasi. Tvam atasi.
Very good.
Tvam vadasi.
Vadasi. Well done. 4 more to go.
Tvam pibasi.
Okay, repeat, but we'll take it. Next, one more.
Okay.
2, 3 more.
Tvam gachasi.
Gachasi. Well done. Simple one.
Tvam tishtasi.
Tishtasi. Well done. Okay, do you know how to make sit? How to make me sit?
Tvam uttishtati.
Good. Okay. Uttishtati or uttishtasi?
Tvam uttishtasi.
Uttishtasi. Well done. So the difference between tishtasi and tishtasi you are standing. Tvam uttishtasi means you stand up. It means I am in some sitting or sleeping position. I am getting her. She's describing that. Okay. Very nicely. So one last one.
Tvam nayasi.
Nayasi. You take, you carry. Wonderful, Bhagini. Well done. I think you are able to recall well the dhatus you learned. So that was an excellent exercise. So what I did is few of them I added. Now I made it a little complex just to teach something more. Just they are going to teach us in the book, but I want to introduce something more a little bit. So it is enough to say tvam karoshi. Kru dhatu is a little tough dhatu. Okay, is whereas a very important dhatu, this kru dhatu, which is the to do dhatu. Okay, karna dhatu, karna of Hindi, or kelasa maduvudu, that pannuradu of Tamil. So that dhatu, though it is very, very important dhatu, it is slightly complex dhatu. So we have to learn its forms carefully. So for example, it is not karosi, it is karoshi. Shakara comes, like I told in some places. So I added one more element in the sentence. Okay, this is called karma pada. So far we have learned the karta. This is tvam. Okay, and the kriya, which is karoshi. Tvam karoshi. Enough. But tvam kim karoshi? If I ask like that, instead of tvam kim karoshi. So, actually I gave tvam only. Aham. Okay, because our question was aham kim karomi. So I added karyam karoshi like that. Okay, and then pustakam pathasi. See, Bhagini just said tvam pathasi. Aham kim pathami? Tvam pustakam pathasi. Tvam Ramayanam pathasi. Like that she can extend. So what is that I am reading? Okay, that is the karma pada here. So karyam, pustakam. These are all, they are all in what is called dvivachana. Dvitiya vibhakti. Not dvivachana, I'm sorry. They are all in dvitiya vibhakti. Okay. Tvam is prathama vibhakti, karyam is dvitiya vibhakti. Tvam is here is prathama vibhakti, pustakam is dvitiya vibhakti. So it is the object of the reading. Okay. So the karta is tvam, the karma is pustaka. Okay. That's how we call. The karta of the patana kriya is tvam. The karma of the patana kriya is pustaka. Okay, I am going to teach you some more about this, but few examples I rolled out with the karma a little bit ahead of time. It's a little bit ahead. We have to stay a little ahead, no? That's why. Tvam shalam gachasi. You go to the school. So the karma of the gamana kriya is shala. The karta is tvam. Okay. Tvam griham agachasi. You come home. Okay. So griham is the karma pada. So tvam geetam gayasi. So a song you sing, not something. Okay, this kind of extension. So Bhagini did very good exercise. So thank you. Let us invite Tashi Arya. Tashi Arya, can you say something? Hello. Now your exercise, Bhagini, is Tvam kim karoshi is the question. So I am asking you, hey Tashi Varye, Tvam kim karoshi? And then you have to say some at least 5 things about yourself. Can you try?
Aham karyam karomi.
Beautiful. Aham karyam karomi. See, I guessed what you're going to answer. You see, aham karyam karomi. Next.
Aham patram shalyami.
Patram?
Patram shalyami.
Patram chalayami va. Kim uktam bhavatbhihi? Patram? I didn't get the Kriya Pada. Sorry, some cutting is there audio. Can you say the second sentence again, Bhagini?
Okay, I'll say something else. Aham Geetam gayami.
Geetam gayami. Well done. Okay. Number 2. Number 3.
Aham pachami.
Kim patasi?
No, I said pachami.
Pachami. Pakam pachami. Annam pachami. Well done. So aham pachami. Well done. Number 3 done. Number 4.
Aham salam gachami.
Putra gachasi?
Shalam.
There is the microphone is a little muted. That's why it's a little, sound is not clear, but I got it. Aham shalam gachami. Well done. Number 4. Number 5 for you.
Okay. Aham Jakarta nagare vasami.
Oh, evam. Jakarta nagare vasasi. Oh, evam. Adbhutam. Idanim Jakarta nagare asi?
Yeah.
Oh, am iti vaktavya. Samskrite am iti. Ya ityatra am iti vadat. Well done. See, Bhagini is all the way from Jakarta reading Samskritam for us. Brilliant. Welcome, Bhagini. So, some examples that I wrote is copycat of for Tvam. Aham pustakam pathami. Aham shalam gachami. Aham griham agachami. Aham geetam gayami. Bhagini did use karyam karomi and geetam gayami. Others she used her own examples. Fantastic. Well done, Bhagini. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your interest in Sanskritam and pursuing it from such far location. Must be an odd time for you to join, but that's nice. And Milindwarya is there. Our Milindwarya from Pune.
Yes, sir.
The question for you is it's interesting. Number 3 for you. 5 examples you have to give. Answer. Vayam kim kurmaha. What is the understanding of you from this sentence? Vayam kim kurmaha.
Vayam is we. What
Correct.
are we doing?
Correct. What are we doing? So you have to answer in how you have to answer.
Vayam kim kurma is I am asking somebody that what are we doing? So they have to answer what are you doing basically?
No. It can Vayam can include him also, no? Tvam gets included in Vayam. You see the point. When your AI is talking to B and saying Vayam, you can assume Tvam also as part of it, so you can continue to answer in Vayam.
In Vayam only, okay.
Or you can answer in UM also. Okay, both are allowed. UM also is a way. So what you want to choose? You want to go with Vayam or UM? Let's go with UM. Okay.
UM is you all. Right?
You all. Yeah. You give some examples with UM. Yeah.
UM vane atatha.
Vane atatha. Very good. UM vane atatha. See, brother has brought in, Milindwarya has brought in a new vibhakti into the equation, if you notice. Okay. He has a little practice, so he has brought in. Vane is actually what we call adhikarana or saptami vibhakti vikasat. In the forest. Okay. Forest is not the karma pada of the atana kriya, but it is the location or the adhikarana of the atana kriya, of the walking or the roaming around. So vane saptami ekavachana he used. Okay. Uyam vane atatha like that. Okay. Well done. Okay, so the example I have is Uyam Karyam Kurutha, to mimic the Aham Karyam Karomi. So Mahodaya, what you do, you mimic the same form here in your for you.
Uyam Jalam Pibatha.
Uyam Jalam Pibatha. Number 2, got well. Correct. Next.
Uyam Annam Khadhatha.
Well done. Uyam Annam Kadhatha. You all eat rice. Well done. Next.
Uyam Bharam Vahatha.
Well done. Uyam Bharam Vahatha. You all carry weight. Well done. One more for you. Last one.
Uyam Modakam Yachatha.
Uyam Modakam Yachata. You all take sweet. Okay. Kadata could be used, but he used Yachata. Okay. Because he wanted the Modaka to remain for himself to eat.
It's like you all give me Modakam.
Give me Modakam. Correct. You all give me Modakam. Correct. Well done. So I have few different examples to follow my prototype. So Tvam pustakam patasi, aham pustakam patami, yuyam pustakam patatha. So I have kept some consistency of the karma pada and the dhatu, but change the forms. Just for practice, I have done it in a more tabular fashion. But Mahodaya was very good in bringing out his 5 examples.
Sir,
well done,
Modakam instead of Modakam, Modakan, if I say that would be better.
You know, very Bahuvachana. Karma pada can be many of them because you want many sweet pieces.
Modakan,
you can say Modakan
is okay.
Correct. Modakan yachatha. Well done. Uyam Modakan yachatha. Karma pada can be singular or plural according to your desire. Okay.
Yeah, because so many people are giving only one modak, it becomes a problem.
Why not? They all collectively hold that box and give you. Okay. Okay. You are being too greedy. Astu. Well done, Varya.
Okay,
now
thanks.
we'll take someone else's help. We have Arun NN. Arun NN, Varya. Arun, Varya, are you able to join?
Namaste, Madhya.
Can you try answering? Can you try answering? Yuyam kim kurutha in few sentences?
Yuyam.
No. Look, question. See. Look. Yuyam kim kurutha. What does it mean? You all. What do you do? Then you have to say we all, right? You have to answer we all. So how do you switch yuyam?
Vayam.
Vayam.
Vayam. Bhojanam kurutha.
Bhojanam. Kim?
Vayam.
No, for Vayam. Kurutha is only for Madhyama Purusha Bahuvachana. How do you switch that to Bahuvachana Uttama Purusha? You have to say Vayam, Bhojanam. Kurmaha. Okay, it is a new one. You have not already practiced with it because I get Krudatu is tough. Krudatu is tough. Vayam, Bhojanam, Kurmaha. Like that you have to say. Okay. Some more sentences.
That is the question.
Yuyam kim kurutha?
Vayam Karyalayam
Gachamaha. Maha. Vayam Karyalayam Gachamaha. Vayam Pustakam Pathamaha. Like that. Okay, well done. Few more sentences.
Vayam Paniyam Pibamaha.
Paniyam Pibamaha. Well done. Vayam Paniyam Pibamaha. Or Vayam Shalam Gachamaha. Some variant I have here, but anyway, you told the right one. Vayam. So, couple more for you. Try.
Vayam Vane Atamaha.
Vayam Vane Atamaha. So you want to join Milind. Next you may want a sweet also for yourself. So Vayam Vane Atamaha. Well done. One more for you.
वयं वयं क्रीडाङ्गणे क्रीडामः.
Vayam kridangane kridamah. So Arun Varya also used two Saptami Vibhakti as locational references. So he used Vane just like Milind Varya. Then he used Kridangane. Kridangana means a stadium. Kridangane means in a stadium. Okay. Vayam Kridangane Kridamah. We will play in the play area like that. Well done, Varya. Thank you very much. Okay, so you guys got the hang of how to do this. Okay, this is a important thing. So don't, when the question is aham kim karomi, don't answer as aham only. Say tvam. Tvam kimapi karoshi. Same way, tvam kim karoshi is the question. Aham kimapi karomi. Then vayam kim kurmaha. Yuyam kimapi kurutha. Like that. Then yuyam kim kurutha. Vayam kimapi kurmaha. So you have to switch the purusha, okay, in the answer correctly. Okay, so you got the hang of it. Practice. So thanks Varya.
महोदय क्री धातु का कोई टेबल होगा?
क्या किम भगिनी? I didn't understand the question.
About क्री धातु.
Kri dhatu table I can provide. I will make a table and give you. Not a problem. करके दूंगा मैंने, कोई बात नहीं. इधर तो मेरा पट धातु का दिखाया इधर, पठति पठतः पठन्ति पठसि पठतः, लेकिन पट is the more useful prototype. That's why I gave. Kri is a unusual prototype. That's why I have not given, but I should probably put that next or something. Okay, so now let us take a break, guys. I'm already 11 minutes into past 12 o'clock, but it's a good time to take a water break and join back for another 15-20 minutes of continued practice. So take a 3 minutes break now. So 12:12 now. So 12:15 sharp we will restart and continue for some more time. Okay, take a short water break now, please. Okay, welcome back. So now they are summarizing for us, because now we have practiced so far with a lot of examples. Okay, nice twisting up and down types of examples. Now Samskrita Bharati wants to go with the little bit of adult mode of education where we look at it as a table. Okay, rather than come from table to sentences, they are trying to come from sentences to tables. Now we are peaked how to organize the knowledge we have gathered. So they are teaching us the summary, Visheshaha, verb. A verb is conjugated. Like I told you, the word conjugation is used with verb and declension is used with nouns in English. But to us, it finally means adding the pratyaya. Okay. Pratyaya, we add a kriyapada pratyaya to dhatu, then it becomes a verb conjugation. And if you add a namapada pratyaya to a nama pratipadika, then we get a noun declension. Okay, supposedly we cannot say verb is declined, we cannot say noun is conjugated, all that crap. Okay, in three persons in all tenses. Okay, third person, second person, first person. See, the order is reversed for us. Okay, so for us prathama purusha is third, the so-called third person in English. Madhyama purusha is the second person, uttama purusha the first person. Okay, all right. So eka dvi bahu, patati patataha patanti, pathasi patatha patatha, pathami pathavah pathamah. So ti taha anti, si taha tha, ami avah amah. Okay, I'm stressing on the a also because there is a stretching. You see, earlier all hrsva pata pata pata, here patha 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 comes. Okay, so we have to practice that. Okay, it's not pathami pathavaha pathamaha, pathami pathavah pathamah. Okay, and that is the most common prototype. Variations will come, like I told you, but it's enough to learn the bulk, because lot of dhatus are available, lot of kriyapadas are available that decline like this. So there is no need to complicate our lives also for a while. Okay, with the unusual ones, but they're going to teach us. Okay, so like I stressed to you, third person is Prathama Purusha, second person is Madhyama Purusha, first person is Uttama Purusha. And our order, our priority is Prathama Purusha, Madhyama Purusha, Uttama Purusha, not the other way. Okay, that's why 3, 2, 1 we go. So one way to remember this is this formula. Saha Prathamaha, Tvam Madhyamaha, Aham Uttamaha. Okay. So this is a kridanta form. That's why it stays that way. It's not a kriyapada. Pratamaha, Madhyamaha, Uttamaha. It is a pullinga ekavachana reference to somebody. So I'm just using pullinga. So if it is saha, instead of that you replace with sa, then sa prathama, tvam madhyama, aham uttama. You can say that way also. Then all three are strilinga references. Okay. So this is the way we remember.
Aham uttama or sa te ta uttama?
No, Bhagini. Aham uttama. Uttama is a kridanta. It is a qualifier to aham. So if aham is a stri, if you are saying Bhagini, you will say aham uttama. If I am saying, I will say aham uttamaha. Okay? It is a pratama vibhakti ekavachana qualifier to aham. Okay? It is not a kriyapada. Okay? So it has to be in the correct linga according to the person. So for example, if I say sa, then I cannot say pratamaha. I have to say sa pratama. If I say saha, I have to say pratamaha. Same way, if I, a male, I'm saying aham something, I have to say it in pullinga. Aham uttamaha. I cannot say aham Sita, right? I have to say aham Ramaha. Same way, aham uttamaha. Same way, you cannot say aham Ramaha. Only for reading you can say it, but you cannot say that as an independent sentence to tell someone. So you have to say aham Rama, aham Sita, aham Uttama, like that. Okay? Okay, you will learn that later, this Kridanta stuff and all that. But wherever we encounter something new, because we have seen so many Prathama, Madhyama, Uttama, I thought I will show that also. Okay. So now let us move to some more teaching that they are doing. Verbs in first person or Uttama Purusha such as Pathami, Pathavaha, Pathamaha should be only used with Asmad Shabda, Aham, Avam, Vayam. You cannot say Tvam Pathami or Ramaha Pathami. No. You have to say Aham Pathami, avam patavaha, vayam patamaha. It goes unfailingly that way. Okay, Uttama Purusha goes with aham, avam, vayam, which is the asmad shabda forms in Pratama Vibhakti. So it has its other vibhaktis, but it starts aham, avam, vayam, mam, avam, asman, something like that. It keeps going. It declension we are going to learn later, that don't worry. So in other places, verbs in third person, Prathama Purusha, such as patati, patataha, patanti should be used like saha patati, sa patati, balakaha patati, mitram patati, etc. etc. In Sanskrit, a verb does not denote gender. Very important. We have learned verb actually is trilingaka. It applies to in the same way in all genders. The verb form is same in all three genders. See, they say that. It doesn't mean it is neutral gender. It does not denote gender. That means it remains the same way in all genders. It doesn't have any quality of trying to convey the gender of the sentence. Balakah gacchati, balika gacchati, vahanam gacchati. So balakah was pullinga. It also gacchati. Balika was strilinga. Also gacchati. Vahanam napumsakalinga. Also gacchati. Okay. We understand the gender only by the noun or the subject with which the verb is used. So we have to know the gender of the vahana to know the overall gender. Gacchati doesn't convey the gender. That's what they are asserting. Okay. Some more for memorization they are teaching us. For memorization, so here now they start giving technical explanation. See, we know it as tvam, yuvam, yum very much. You two, you all. In fact, we should write you all or u3 plus in mathematical expression. But the way we know that word is dakarantaha trilingakaha yushmad shabdaha tvam, yuvam, yum pratama ekabdvi bahuvachana forms. Okay. So dakarantaha trilingakaha. See, trilingakaha, new terminology. All the lingas use the same yushmad. So yushmad shabdaha star. Okay, let us read what trilingakaha. Trilingakaha means the word has the same forms in the three genders. Tvam balaha, tvam bala, tvam mitram. Just now I was saying no. Tvam pratamaha, tvam prathama, tvam prathamam. If it was a Napumsaka reference. Okay. So here they have used balaha, bala, mitram. Nice. Okay. Tvam balaha, tvam bala, tvam mitram. Okay. But suppose I want to add dhatu kriya pada to this. Tvam balaha asi. Asi is the as dhatus madhyama purusha. Tvam balaha asi. Tvam bala asi. Tvam mitram asi. All three will get asi because they are all you are in singular. Okay. But it has been left unsaid in these sentence pieces. It is implicitly asi in all three places. You are. Samyuktaksharani. Now a different chapter. Okay. So the grammar portion is the largest in each lesson. Okay. So after teaching us this Madhyama Purusha and Uttama Purusha in simple way, they are continuing to, because many of us come from other script background, we may not be familiar. They are giving some more exercises here to improve our script knowledge also. Okay. Those of you who are still learning, you will find this section useful. Those of us who have forgotten also will find it useful. So it's good to go through. Let's quickly go through. Is there a question, Bhagini?
Yeah, Mahoday. Mahoday, in the previous explanation, Yushmad and Asmad, why was it named as Dakarant?
Oh, because Dakara is a Yushmad Dakaranta, Asmad Dakaranta.
Acha, the end word is the. All right.
The Pratipadikam has an anta which is Dakaranta. Yeah.
Okay. Ji.
This is all little bit Paninian. In Paninian grammar, they use that to put formulas how to arrive at tvam and all that. So that's all. Okay. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Samyuktaksharani, compound letters. In Sanskrit, conjunct consonants. See, Samyuktakshara is conjunct consonant, are generally written in accordance with their pronunciation. That means left to right is in accordance with pronunciation. The letters pronounced fully are written fully. The letters half pronounced are written half. The last consonant will be full, others will be half. That's how they are saying. Okay. Why the last consonant is called full? Because it will go with one swara. That's why it's being called full. It becomes complete with a swara, no? It has to be a gunita akshara to be pronounced. So, g plus a, ga, k plus a, ka, like that. So, that's how the full is being talked about. Finally, it is also a half becomes full with a swara. So, g, n, a, gna. See, g, n, a. They have shown it with the akara as na. Okay. Sorry. N, a. So, gna. So, we write the ga without the vertical bar and the na with its vertical bar to complete. So, gna. So, nice way of scripting it. Gna, like that. Okay. Then, sh, ch, a, or sh plus cha is shcha. Here the shakara sits like a whorl above the chakara. See, the chakara, you create a little space and put the whorl. People also write it this way. They write this sha like shown here without the bar and put the full cha. That is also okay. You can put the cha next to it. Shcha. That is also how we write. But this is how the font is there in printed font. You can write this way also. Many write this way. Many write with this and chakara. Shcha. Okay. Then k plus ya. K plus u plus a. Kya. So kya of Hindi, for example, is of that way. So kama kya. Kya, like that. Okay. Here the letter g half pronounced is written this way, where as the letter na is pronounced, whereas the letter not where one word, whereas the letter na is pronounced completely and is written completely. Similarly, cha. See, here they wrote the other way of writing cha. See, this is the one way of writing cha. This is the other way. They have used some other font to create that. And kya. The practice the pronunciation and the spelling of the following letters in Sanskritam: vya, dga, dma, shna, and such others. So I have written a few more here as they have advised. So this will be a good exercise. G, n, a, gna, sh, ch, a, shcha, k, y, a, kya, v, y, a, vya. See, the vakara's bar goes away. It joins the yakara this nice way. Vya. D, g, a, dga. See, here the ga goes like a baby below. This is the style. Okay. So, d, ga. D, m, a. Again, makara goes below da, dma, like that. Okay. Sh, n, a, shna. See, the whorl and the nakara bends a little to accommodate the shakara. Okay. Many people write it this way. Sh with the na next. That's also okay. Okay. Sh, t, a, shtha. Again, tha goes below sha. Becomes a nice compound. So sometimes it goes to the right side, sometimes it goes below. This way it happens. So there is variations. So there is vertical orientations. See, these are and all had a little bit of vertical orientation. These all have horizontal. This is vertical again. This is again little bit of verticality is there. Ga and then below na, like that. Okay. Or when if you write it with the ga with the na next like that, then it looks like horizontal. So it's like top to down or left to right or sometimes both. Okay. All right. Diagonal. Any
Sir,
questions?
Question, sir. Say for example, we don't know for some words when we are doing Sanyuktakshar. Can we use that halant for
yes,
that?
Yes, yes. It's a good habit. If you're simply unsure, you write halanta shakara next the kakara or whatever. Okay. Nothing wrong. It is a escape mechanism, but it is not ideal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You must learn eventually what is the compound symbol, but it is a good escape mechanism to stay for a while. Okay. Until you learn the compound form. Okay.
Yeah. Sir, if we have something like the, year and that year, the way they write, no, I mean, they will not touch the year till the top, just in the from the middle only they will do something.
Yeah. I'm going to write it and show it to you. Good question. So Mahodaya is asking, luckily I have a pen here. So he is asking the plus u plus a, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry, my
Like in Vidyalaya.
Yeah, Vidyalaya. That one has a special symbol like this. Did. Okay. So the yakara, the bottom half is this. It's not so greatly written by me, and the dakara hides above the yakara like this. See, normally we write yakara like this, no? Okay. So instead of and thakara we write like this. This is thakara. So we should not continue the bar above the thakara. Whereas when we want to add dakara to yakara, we start with a tiny dakara, then continue the yakara like that and go. Yeah. Okay. That is what. So vidya, you write V below that. V and join the bar and extend it with a akara. Vidya. So vidya like. Okay. Like Mohodaya said, suppose I don't know, it is not disaster to do this. Okay. I'm going in Urdu order, sorry. Okay, so Vidya, this is okay. This is a poor substitute until we learn to do this. Okay, all right.
Yeah, and sir, that kya which you have written, no kya, or if it is not the, if it is say the, ya, and the, ya, that ya they will write, they will not touch it to the top, that horizontal line. They will bring it a little below, something like that.
Yeah, so you can do this, or you can actually go, see the, you can go like this also, not a problem. Okay, this is also fine, but don't put the bar over this dakara, gap it. Okay, gap it. Yeah, like that. Okay, if you do put the bar above, then at least start the dha a little below so that it is clear. Then you do the ya. Then you are okay to continue like this, but this is advised. Okay. Good questions. Okay. So let's continue. How to undo all this? Oh, it stopped undoing. Okay, I have to delete later or not save. Something I have to do. Problem with all this software. I am so used to my computer CAD stuff where there is infinite undo. Here they are all cheap, going cheapo. Okay, I think we're back to normalcy here. Okay, so they have taught some more like that. Today we'll just take a few more minutes. Let's walk through this segment and then call it a day. So next they are teaching us how to do the rephamsha and all that. Okay, there are exemptions to the above general method of writing. Udaharanam, vra, kra, kta, tra, dra, bra. Okay, so for v with rephamsha, this is called rephamsha. Okay, so we write the repa almost as a baby and the vakara looks like a mother. Order gets reversed. So the vakara takes the major position, but repa gets the next. But finally, don't get confused. In pronunciation, vakara is pronounced first, then the repa. Vra, like that. V, we start off leading with v, then go r, then a. Vra. Okay, vra. Okay. And similarly, k plus ra, I am switching to this side for my own big font. It's easier to read that. K plus r or repa, k plus repa, kra. Then k plus repa. Oh, this is k plus t plus a. So this one is a mistake here. Or I'll put ta. Okay, k plus ta kta. They have mistakes there. K plus ta kta. That's what they have here. Okay, so then t plus ra tra. T plus ra dra. See here, when the dra is there, because there is no vertical bar, that stroke is extended like a carrot, like that cap is hat type of thing. Dra. Same thing happens in few other places. Tra also it is happening. See, a carrot like that. Okay, or a cap. Tra, dra. You should not just do left only. There you should do that more. But where there is a vakar already vertical bar, so you just enough to put this. The other portion is held by the vertical bar, so no need. So whereas here the vertical bar is missing, so we go with the repamsha like that. Dra, dra, like that. Then for bra, vertical is there, so back to say left stroke only. Bra, like that. Okay, so few examples like that. Then next, number 3, what they are teaching us, in other consonant letter look like single letters. Okay, these are actually new symbols available for very popular compounds. Very popular repeated compounds have some new symbology. Okay, so k plus sh plus a. So look, because this is written in English, it is not very useful. Come here. Okay, k plus sha. K plus sha is ksha. So Lakshmi, that one, ksha. So k plus sh. Okay, k ksha. Then j plus nya, ja cha cha ja ja nya, that nya. J plus nya is jnya, sarvagnya, that one. T plus ra, tra. See the new symbol. Whereas takara is also not written fully. Actually, some fonts write the full takara with the stroke below, nothing wrong. But the new symbol here is like that. Okay. And then d plus ya, dya. This is what Mahodaya was asking. I spent a lot of time. It's right here. D plus ya, dya. Okay. Sh plus ra, shra. See the half vowel form of the shanka is used, and then the repamsha, shra. H plus la, khla. This one, some people pronounce it with the ha attack first, then the lakara, khla, as written, khla. Some people pronounce it lha, lha. For example, Maharashtra, they will say pralhada. They won't say prahlada. If you come to Karnataka, we say prahlada. We go ha first, then lakara. So region-wise variation is there. Okay, that's okay. Maharashtrians should continue to use pralhada. Karnataka guys are okay to continue to use prahlada. As long as we understand each other, there is no problem. Okay. So alhadaha, ahladaha, both are okay. But as written, it is hakara attack first, then lakara. So technically you can say khla is the correct pronunciation. Okay. But it is questionable. Both are allowed. Then th plus th.
I just want to interrupt you, please. I just wanted to ask you in this context. See, last time you were telling dhya, no? Here you are shown the dhya for the dha, and the mahaprana dha is different here. So they dhya, when you say vidyalaya, we have to use the other dha and ya only, not in this context.
No. Vidyalaya is alpa prana dakara only, not mahaprana.
1 minute. See, the mahaprana vidyalaya they are using, na?
No. There is no mahaprana.
Okay, no problem. Okay, that is another thing.
Vidya is having alpa prana
when
dakara.
When you use the dha for okay, fine. When you are having any context, the mahaprana
that one comes in, for example,
along with the ya.
That is dhyana. For example, take the word dhyana. Dhyana. Okay. There it is mahaprana dha, then ya. Yeah. Okay, you can see how that will come. Okay, I'll show you.
One more thing. Okay, one more question. Okay, you can write here dhyana.
Okay, let me change the font to something nice.
Dha plus ya.
I'll show you how it will come.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Dh plus ya is equal to dhya. See how it comes? See, the ya stays full bodied. Okay, and appears, the baby appears without the stroke. Okay.
That's one, because there is no shortcut for that. When you have to see, this should be written like this only. There is no other letter for this. That's what I'm telling.
No. There is no shortcut for this. I agree, but the shortcut being shown is for the dhya. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling.
This actually belongs in this. For example, belongs in this slide. Okay, so I'll push it to this slide and leave it here.
No issue. No. I'm just clarifying myself. I am having doubt. I just wanted to clarify.
Good, sir.
Similar. One more thing. See, many places teachers say Brahma. Brahma. Okay. Then some people say Brahma. Okay. Brahma. 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 And some people say Brahma. Okay. There is a lot of dispute or what you call debate going on that.
Finally, the opinion of the those who are truly knowledgeable is both are acceptable. Let us not argue this to end, because the shakas different. I have talked about this. The different Vedic shakas have their own pronunciation rules. Okay, so if it according to one shaka of the Veda, Brahma may be correct. According to another shaka, Brahma may be correct. Both are accurate because we believe in plurality of opinions. Okay.
Yeah,
In his shaka, you should not go and do the other pronunciation. Okay.
No. What I learned in Sanskrit is that you read as it is written, as it is. So when
there
you
are
write,
exceptions. There are exceptions.
okay,
That's what
when
we are
you
talking about, the exceptions, Mahodaya. There
but
are
I'm
exceptions,
no,
and
okay.
we should not argue about the exceptions.
No, not argument. For my better understanding, how do you write Brahma in Sanskrit?
You have to write hakara with makara inside, like this.
Then if you
like
write
this.
like that, okay.
Everybody should write like this. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling.
Nobody is allowed to write makara and then hakara next.
Yeah, okay. Then if it is to be written like that, we have to read like that. No, that is my contention.
Again, you're being, okay, to use the wrong word, you're being obstinate about it. You have to be little bit permissive. I'm requesting you. Okay?
Okay.
Let us be permissive. Let us be permissive, because we have different shakas. Yeah. Actually, you will see there are certain Paninian Sandhi rules. Where I got the answer to this was, I was attending the Lagu Siddhanta Kaumudi lessons of Srimati Somya Krishnapura Varya. Some of the early levels I did. So there are some Sandhi rules where when this ha and na, ha and ma attacks go together, the Sandhi rule seems to support that the Hakara pronunciation is later. Because the way the Sandhi rule is coined, Panini seems to acknowledge the presence of the Hakara later than earlier. Okay. That is when I got woken up to the fact, if there are Sandhi rules of Panini which accommodate the later pronunciation of Hakara, we should not be obstinate about it. That's all. Okay. Somebody 3,500 years ago coded to accommodate the Hakara pronunciation later. Okay. So even Soumya Bhagini, in the class, I immediately raised the question. Okay. It seems as if Panini is accommodating the Hakara pronunciation as if it is later. She completely agreed. Yes, this Sandhi rule is influenced by the fact that some pronunciation are with Hakara later. So we do see that this controversy or the duality of pronunciation existed from then. Okay, that's all. Okay, we'll continue now. So these are all the, not too much for me, guys. So I'll just quickly read through. You guys please read through and watch through everything written by Samskrita Bharati. So ksha, gnya, tra, dya, shra, hla or lha, ta. This is pronounced pressed takara. Okay. Ittam, like that. That's where place we use. There is an attack takara and there is a release takara. Instead of itam, if you want to say ittam, without the Mahaprana, ittam. So it plus tam, ittam, like that. Okay. So duplication of takara. Dvitva, we call it. In Samskrita, we call it dvitva, ittam. Then hna or nha. Okay. Naha or anha, both are kind of acceptable. But like Mahodaya said, the written rule is hakara, nakara. Hakara, makara, brahma or brahma, both are okay. In Kannada, we make complete murder. We say brahma. We remove the hakara and make double makara. So if you go to colloquial Kannada, Brahma, like that. So it's actually Brahma or Brahma. Both are okay. Then hwa or wah. Here you can't reverse. No matter how much your mouth twists, you cannot put the hakara after the vakara. Vaha. One swara akshara will drop in. If you try it, you cannot go from vakara to hakara without a swara akshara dropping in. Okay. So hava. Hua is the correct. Okay. Ahwanam. You cannot make it avvahanam. No way you can make it avvahanam. Very twisty. Samskritam is finally about not twisting your mouth to pronounce. Okay. It's about effortless pronunciation. So hna. Here you can so nha also. Okay. Here both pronunciations are possible. Dga. Dga. Only with hakara there is a little bit of double school approach. Okay. Except in some places where it is impossible, there is a duality. But all other places there is no duality. Dga is dga only. Idga. Though I'm not using a Sanskrit word there. Okay. Udgachati. That's a Sanskrit word. Udgachati. Ut plus gachati. Udgachati. There is a vertical stroke at the end of the following letters. Ka, ga, kha. So lots of them right up to sha, sha, sa. Vertical letter. This line is removed in their conjuncts. So kha, k plus ya, the vertical line goes. So k plus ya, kya, g plus ya, gya, b plus the, bda, sh plus pa, shpa. We are familiar with this. So I have written a few more examples. Nothing spectacular here. Instead of every time with akaranta, I have made some variation, ekarantas and all that. Not too many, some akarantas. I should try a few more ikarantas and all that. Okay, so few more. Number 5. The following letters are round in shape. So what Samskrita Bharati, they are teaching you the font influences the compounds. Okay, so ng, ch, ta, tha, da, dha, da, ha. These seem to have round bottoms. So the conjuncts of these letters are written fully. Other consonant is written either beside or below them. So ng plus kaha, ng fully written kaha, and then the visarga going together like that. Unkaha. So ankaha, ankaha, like that. Kankatam. That's another place. Then ch plus va. See here, you see what happened. Though this in the written world, the chakara and the vakara is written below. I will show you that. Okay, this is how most written fonts will look. Okay, so you should not put, if you put va and then cha, then it is vakara before chakara. Okay, sorry, I should not put this bar. So this is vucha, vucha, vucha. I don't know such a letter exists in real usage, but this is not the same as this. This is cha first and then va below. What really happened, the font which they are using for editing, because these are all electronically entered, doesn't support this compound, simply missing in the lookup table of the font. So the font defaulted to what Mahodaya, another other Mahodaya spelling, put the halanta chakara with a full vakara. So it took the shortcut because it was absent as a compound. So when there is a no lookup table for the compound, it collapses back to halanta technique. This is actually how it is written. Okay, and that's how twa, dia. Dia is left to right, twa is up and down. This again, it is a failure. So again, this should have been like this. Because the compound is missing in the font, it goes like this, halanta. Dma, see dakara and then makara, a little bit continuing from that. Dma, padma, that one. Okay, this one. Khna. Few examples they have given. Okay, then ka and pa. In these letters, there is a vertical stroke in the middle. When we combine them in conjuncts, the part next to the stroke is not written. So kya, kpa, phya. Oh, this is unpronounceable. I can't pronounce it. Okay, so this thing. In some font it comes beautifully. See, in the font they used the ya continued. In this font the ya went a little more artistic. See, somebody designed the font nicely. So these compounds are there as a lookup table in the Unicode font table. So it uses that kya, kpa, go full, kla, not much different. Phya. See, again the yakara seems to be well designed. So it's going as a baby attaching to pakara. Pa is similar, pla not very different. So wherever yakara is there, the font table has some art to it. In the other places, it's pretty standard default. Okay. See here, dhva, I shouldn't even have put the effort. Here you find this. Chva, you see here, this font has a way of avoiding that vertical attachment and attaching the chakara as a baby to the vakara. This is one style. The way we wrote is also another possibility. Nothing wrong. Chva. This is also nice. Okay. So not everywhere it is exactly following what they said, but more or less it is following. The final point is our brain should not be confused by what we are looking. We can read the chakara, we can read the vakara. We know this is a compound. So we know it is a samyuktakshara. So we read chwa rather than chava. We read it as chwa. No problem. Okay. See this dia. Again, this yakara joins the dakara rather than the top to show that this dakara is a baby. Okay. Dia, like that. See a little bit here also that way. Okay, so I think a few more. Then the next thing they are teaching us, today I am going little overboard, I'm sorry. The repamsha, when it is following, when it is ahead of a consonant, like repa plus gakara, then instead of writing that below or anywhere, we go like a swara addition on top, like that. Normally those places meant reserved for swara annotation, right? For repa annotation also we use that with a hook like that. So with a right hook, there is no swara annotation that looks like that. So that is reserved for repa annotation. So that is the first attack. Rga, rga. Okay. Vargaha, vargaha, rga. Okay. Vargaha. Then arkavati, rka. Rma, karma, rma. Karyam, rya. Argyam. Argyam is the water that we offer for our ablution. So the argyam. So righa. Artha. Artha. Somebody who is a desperate. So artha, like that. Okay. This kind of application. So this in Kannada we call it as particular name is there. Arkavattu we call it. Arka. Why we call it Arkavattu is because it comes for ka. Okay, so in the Kannada we end up naming it as Arkavattu. Vattu means pressed letter. So Arkavattu. So we call it. I don't know if there is a name like that in Sanskrit, but we call it attack repa. Okay, the repa that comes earlier. Okay, but it's written on top like that. So important one to know in the font. That's why they're teaching it. The repa that comes later, like this kra, is the stroke. We already saw enough examples of this. Okay, kra, gra, mra, jra, tra, chra. For ta and cha, because round bottom, you get a full caret cap like symbol. For others, you just get the left stroke. Okay. So we learned this. I think we have finished the compound letter learning. We will call it a day today. I'm sorry I extended by a long time. You guys have been patient, almost all of you. So tomorrow we will gather at 11 o'clock and continue with the Lekhana Niyama Anuswara. Basically, we are going to learn the Anuswara, when to use Anuswara with Bindu, when to use Halanta Makara. We have already learned it, but we will formally learn it. Okay. I took the liberty of showing a Bindu for that. Bindi, a lady with the Bindi or Bindu. That's okay. Okay. All right. So we will gather tomorrow at 11. Let's stop with a prayer today. Any questions before I do the prayer? Okay. Sahana vavatu sahanau bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Somebody had a question. Ask the question, Tashuri.
This is not related to what we have read. Actually, I live in Jakarta now, so my Jakarta's number is not included in the group. This is my brother's number that is included in the group. So I don't get any whatever you
do you know my WhatsApp number?
No, I don't know.
Can you please send me an email of your number to anuj.valmiki@gmail.com?
Yeah, sure.
anuj.valmiki@gmail.com. Okay. So I didn't want to type it out. I just orally told you. So please mail me with your WhatsApp number. I will add you. Okay. You write in there your name and full number. I will add you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Most welcome. So see you everyone tomorrow 11 o'clock. All the best.
जी महोदय धन्यवाद धन्यवाद धन्यवाद।